What's up guys, BrunsNick's back, and it's time to talk about arsenal building. And in this case, I'm going to the USBC Open Championship. I don't know the pattern, so I need to pick out 6 balls that I'm gonna bring without quite knowing what's going on. So, without further ado, we're gonna get right into it and start revealing them one by one on the 6 that I chose. I had so many to pick from, but these are the 6 I'm going with to Reno. Number 1. Out of the gate, you always want to have a stronger ASIM solid that's going to break down the lane if you need to, something that's going to break through that wet-dry. We've had reports on what the patterns are doing. So my first ball that I'm bringing to Reno is the Track Archetype. This ball wowed me from the beginning. It was one of those bowling balls that had the continuation that you don't normally see from a high-end ASIM solid. So that's why Track Archetype is going in the bag. I feel I won't be corralled into one part of the lane with this ball. If I need to move in and hook it a little bit, I still have the confidence that I'll be able to get it through the pins. There were a lot of ASIMs that I tested, especially solids, and I felt like the Archetype is going to give me the best reaction in the line. Now, my next pick, now we're starting to get into some symmetrical solids that are going to be controllable. But in this case, this symmetrical solid wowed me the most and gave me the most back-end response. So typically when I'm picking a ball, I'm going to look for something I can control, but something that's going to recover as well, but without being too flippy. So with that, I pick the Deviate Chill. So the Deviate Chill is a solid benchmark ball, and this ball won out over the GB2 by a slight margin. This ball I feel like I can play straighter with and I can hook it with if I need to, if I needed a symmetrical option that was just a little bit slower than Archetype and obviously a little bit less hook as the lanes start to break down. So this isn't a ball I'm going to start with more than likely. I'm definitely probably not going to start with this one. But as the lanes break down just a little bit, I need to start moving in. It's going to have that back end reaction and still slower response compared to some pearls or other balls in the line. So that's why I went with Deviate Chill for my symmetrical solid pick. And my next choice, which is actually was my #1 reactive resin pick, every time I looked at the list, this one got the check mark. #1 is the Hammer Envy Tour. So in the case where the Archetype is going to be too strong, but I still want to use an asymmetrical solid, the Envy Tour is going to be there to pick up the slack. Or if I'm lined up with Archetype and I want to stay in the same zone as the lanes start to break down, Envy Tour is going to be where I want it. So I felt this ball was versatile enough and just a step stronger than some of the symmetrical balls, being ASIM, just to give me a little bit more pop, but still have that heavy roll and continuation playing straighter angles. Now I don't see myself moving in with this ball. I'm looking to attack the pattern from further out, maybe even toward the gutter if it allows me to. Envy Tour is going to be that ball that gives me that stronger ASIM without having to go to symmetrical quite yet. This will bridge the gap between the stronger ASIMs and the strong symmetricals. Now the 4th ball on the list, which is actually should have been #1 on the list because I never leave home without it, and neither should you. No surprise, Purple Hammer. Now, urethane might be in play this year. I've heard certain reports that it can play out by the gutter, kind of like last year in doubles and singles, and you better believe I'm going to try that first. This ball is going to get me that look from the outside that no other ball can do because it's Purple Hammer, it's urethane. I always take a urethane ball no matter where I go. And for those wondering, this is the purple pin. I'm going with the newer iteration. It's got a little bit fresher cover, and also this doubles as my spare ball. So I don't use a plastic or even an axe or anything like that. I've always used a urethane or in the past even a rubber ball for my spares. But last year, doubles and singles, this is the only ball I used. I used the green pin version. This one wasn't quite out yet. But Purple Hammer, always in the bag, always going to be an option. It's the stadium. I've always loved playing out by the gutter. I'm going to see if it gives it to me. I might try it out no matter what, and then go to my resin options from there. So plan A, plan B, A minus. Plan A minus, plan A. That's how I'm going to see it. So the next ball, and we're starting to see a pattern here, solid, 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 urethane. We need to have something shiny and flippy. I have to have it in the bag, and if you're going to go with something shiny and flippy, you bring out your All-Star, and of course, that's the Black Widow 2.0 hybrid. Now, I've read reports that shiny flippy balls are not going to be in play, so I am not going to bring this shiny. Right now, it's still out of box with a little bit of lane shine. Got a few little dings here and there, but I'm going to bring the surface down a little bit. I might wait till I get there, but you always go with your best bowling ball, and right now in my bag, Black Widow 2.0 hybrid is the best ball in my bag, confidence-wise through the roof, and if I really need to, I can bring the surface down with confidence and know that I can throw it harder and still see that good back-end flip that you get from the Black Widow 2.0 series. And now the last ball that I'm bringing to Reno is actually a brand new ball we just announced a few days ago, and that is the Dark Web Hybrid. Never have I seen a ball that was so good from straighter angles playing out than I have with the Dark Web Hybrid. This ball was fantastic in my testing. I plan to use this ball further out when I need something with just a little bit more flip than, say, NV Tour. So most likely giving me better options from playing out in straighter angles in the track or with a slight swing. This ball was fantastic in my testing, playing even on straighter angles, so I might even try this as a gutter ball, not in the gutter ball, but playing it off the gutter if Purple Hammer maybe just doesn't give me enough off the spot. I have enough confidence in the Dark Web Hybrid that this ball will give me the best look possible. Well, that's all for today. That's my bag to Reno. That's what I'm bringing with me. Let me know in the comments what you brought to Reno if you've already bowled and what you had success with. And if you would, what would you change? What would you have done different? What would you have taken out and brought instead, knowing what you know now? But anyway, this is my arsenal. This is what I'm bringing. I hope to update you guys when I get back with higher scores. We'll talk about my experience a little bit. Talk to you guys soon. Please consider subscribing, and see you guys later.